click, 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 click. We're gonna ignore the fan in the background, okay? Hi guys, there's not very many things I'm more excited about than to eat pizza and talk about things I'm passionate about. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. I'm gonna be giving you guys my story about why I deleted TikTok and Snapchat and information about how you can use your time better on your phone. Let's get into the video. Don't ever say anything bad about TikTok. I haven't heard anything bad about TikTok, so that's why. Enjoy the video. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be talking about is when I got TikTok and Snapchat. So I'm pretty sure I got Snapchat in 2018, and then I got TikTok at the beginning of last year. And I recently deleted them. I deleted Snapchat April 19th, and I deleted TikTok somewhere around there. Eventually, I took a break from Snapchat, I deleted it completely, and I was like, wow. I'm much happier without it. I really did not need Snapchat whatsoever to be happy. I was like, I don't actually need it. There's no point. And I didn't miss it. I was like, this is not bringing me joy. This is not helping me whatsoever. Like, this is not adding anything to my life. Why didn't I do this earlier? To be honest, when I started using TikTok, I used it because it was like the popular thing, and because I wanted to like see what it was all about. Why was everyone talking about it? What was going on? And so I downloaded it. I made a lot of videos on it, and I probably spent like 5 hours a day on it, especially during the beginning of quarantine, which is not good, not healthy at all. I don't think it's a good thing to have a reliance on social media. And so I was using it as a form of entertainment. I was using it as something to do because I was bored and I had nothing else to do. I was justifying it with the fact that I was like, well, I'm not doing anything else, so why don't I just do this? I constantly had the comparison aspect of it, where I was like comparing myself to everybody else and being like, wow, they have much more interesting lives. With TikTok, I kind of found like the comedy section, and I was like, this is literally the best thing ever. But then I realized, like, I'm literally finding my happiness based on TikTok. Like, how bad is that? How unhealthy is that to have a reliance so heavily that your happiness depends on like TikTok? If you have an app that is so important that if you delete it, you're less person and unhappy, that's no way to live. I don't think you should be relying on an app to be your source of happiness. I don't think you should be relying on an app to be like, to make your brain stable by any means. It's degrading to your life to have something in your life, and if it's degrading your mental health, and you could easily just delete it, but you decide not to because like it's popular and like other people are doing it, that's not good. And it was not good for me. I'd be like, well, I'm going on TikTok to see how other people are doing during quarantine, and I'm going in here so that like I can see what other people are doing. But then I realized like I'm spending so much time like worrying about what other people are doing that like, am I even caring about myself like this entire time? I also realized with TikTok that there wasn't very many benefits to it. Like, what are the benefits? It makes you laugh. Okay, let me give you a glimpse into my Snapchat. So I did not do streaks. I only followed people that I knew in real life. And when I meant know them in real life, it means that I would actually know them as a person, have a conversation with them, and have a relationship with them instead of just knowing them from like a friend or knowing them because somebody else knows them. I also posted on my story daily several times, like 12 or 13 times a day, depending on what I did. Mostly it was like weird stuff, like me like screaming or talking about my day or something like that. So most of the people that I had added, I knew them, and so it wasn't really important information that they were putting on their story that I wouldn't have known otherwise. And if I did, it's like something that they can just tell me. Like, there's no point. I cannot even remember anything that anybody put on their story. I cannot remember back to April 19th. I don't remember a single thing. I remember what I posted, but other than that, it didn't really matter. Like, none of it wasn't impactful to me. I don't see a benefit in spending an hour and a half on Snapchat a day if I didn't need to, like, if it's not benefiting my life. Why would I spend an hour and a half on Snapchat clicking through people's stories, and then like I don't see the benefit of doing that every single day for hours. If you add it up, it's 10 and a half hours a week if I spend an hour and a half a day on Snapchat. Do you know what I could do for 10 and a half hours a week? Create stuff. I could do a lot more than just sitting. And it's like a religious check. Like I used to like check Snapchat so often. Like when I was bored or sitting in the car, it was like mindless and it was just something to fill the space, and that's not benefiting my life at all. So that's why I deleted it. It wasn't benefiting my life.
I spent 35 hours on TikTok a week plus 10.5 hours a week on Snapchat, which equaled 45.5 hours a week on both of these things that didn't actually bring me joy.
I definitely lean towards creating than consuming. I love putting out my TikTok videos, and I loved making funny videos on Snapchat as opposed to watching other people's stories and opposed to watching other people's TikToks, because I found a reliance more on the TikTok videos, other people's videos, than creating my own TikToks, and I feel like I got sucked in. And I think that's why I didn't like it, is because whenever I would go on Snapchat, I would spend so much time watching other people's stuff than creating my own stuff. And when I went on TikTok, I would spend way more time looking at other people's videos than working at my own. And I realized that like it didn't make me happy to be watching other people's things, and it didn't make me happy to be watching other people's stories. It made me happy to be able to put out a message, make other people happy, and like create more than consume. I also noticed with TikTok, I was seeing a ton of strangers on there, and with my Instagram currently, I'm not following very many celebrities or strangers. I'll get to very soon. So it's a lot of people every single day. When you're scrolling through super quickly, you get to see a bunch of different people, a bunch of their lives, and a bunch of their stories, and that's really cool and all, but I was subconsciously comparing myself, my life, to the highlight reel of thousands of people a day. And I didn't realize that. I was like, wow, they have such better lives. Wow, look at their families. Wow, they're so happy. Wow, look at that. Look at what they have. Look at their house. Look at their life. Look at all the things they own. That's no way to live. I'm not living with a grateful heart. I wasn't living happily. I didn't find joy in what I did have. I was just going through a ton of people, thousands of people a day, and seeing what they had. And I was comparing myself to their self. I need to find happiness in myself and what I believe in, instead of looking at other people and wanting what they have and being envious of them. And with all the voices on TikTok, all the people talking, all the noise, it's hard to hear your own. If I spend hours and hours a day, that's taking away from hours and hours of time with myself and getting to figure out myself. When I'm just looking at other people and other people's lives, it can be a lot of focus on other people instead of on myself and trying to make myself better. And if I'm comparing myself to them, comparing is such a big thing in media. I compared myself so much when I was on TikTok, and like everything I saw, I was just like, wow, why don't I have this? Why don't I do that? Why? No, you are exactly who you are meant to be. I don't think I was even okay with myself. When I was listening to everyone else talk, I didn't even know myself as much as I knew other people. And I need to spend more time on myself if I'm to listen to other people. There are so many people, so many opinions on TikTok. So grateful that there's a platform for all those voices. It's amazing, but it's so hard to hear your own voice when you're being shouted at everyone else's voice. There's just so much noise, and I needed to step away from that because I just couldn't hear my own voice. So ultimately, to wrap this all up, this whole rant show, I needed to step away because of the constant comparison. I needed to get my priorities straight, and I needed to take away that reliance. Okay, so this is some information on how you can reduce your screen time from all medias, all social media in general, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, all the other ones. The first thing I want to say is remove your notifications, turn off your notifications on my phone. My phone is always silent. There's no ringer whatsoever, so I can't get distracted from my goals and my aspirations and stuff. And I also turned off my individual notifications too, so when I get DMs on Instagram, completely turned off. Even if you're not to turn off your notifications for everything like I do, definitely turn it off for socials and non-essentials. Notifications, the more you're going to want to swipe and go to them and spend more time on it, at least for me, in my personal experience, so that's not great. What I'm trying to do is check social media less because my notifications are turned off. My second thing is unfollow people. Oh my gosh, I cannot stress this enough. I don't follow celebrities because if I don't have a direct relationship or if they aren't impacting my life in any way, I usually unfollow them. If they're like my friend's friend, I'm like, well, I've only met you once and we don't talk on a daily basis. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna unfollow you. I only follow people who I talk with, and I only follow people who I know directly, and or people I have to follow just because I go to school with them. But probably once I leave high school, I'm not going to be following them anymore, but that's okay. Okay, so unfollow the people. It helps your mental health so much. Believe me, it is so good. So this feature on Instagram is really important for me. I remove people from my following list a lot because I don't know them, I haven't had a relationship with them. I know them, but I don't really talk to them anymore, so I just remove them off my following, just so I don't have to worry about what I'm posting and not have to think, oh, well, they're gonna see this, so I just remove them as my follower. It's no big deal. If I don't talk to them, they don't need to be on my story. You don't have to worry about what other people think about you. You don't have to worry, well, you shouldn't do that in the first place, because you're amazing and you shouldn't care about what other people's opinions are of you, but for me, it's really helps me. I'm like, all right, so I don't have to worry that this person's gonna be like mad about something I say or anything like that. Once I unfollowed people, I noticed that my screen time on Instagram actually went down a ton because I wasn't just clicking through random people who I didn't know, and I wasn't clicking through random brands that I didn't know, and I was only following people who I wanted to follow instead of people who I had an obligation to follow. So I realized that my screen time went down so much, and yeah. Number 3 is set aside time on your phone. So set aside a time when you're gonna turn off your phone and set a time when you're gonna be on your phone. So I try to only start going on my phone after 11 o'clock, which I only wake up at like 10:30 every day, so it's not that hard. And I also, at 12 a.m. every single day, I turn off my phone, which does not sound good, but I used to go on until 2 a.m., so progress. So the next thing, number 4, is find some hobbies. Do something other than Instagram. I'm working on this. This is so hard for me. By the way, I'm not addicted to my phone. I just edit for a really, really long time, and I film for a really long time, and I am on YouTube for a really long time. YouTube is a whole nother problem in itself, but that's why. Like painting or writing letters is such a great hobby. I love it. Bullet journaling is really fun. Stuff like that. 5th thing is track and observe. Noise. Okay, the 5th thing is track and observe where your time is going. So there's a little cool thing on iPhones that say screen time. Makes you feel bad about yourself, but at least you can know where your time is going. So the other day I was editing and I wanted to see where my screen time was going. So I swiped left all the way to the end, and I noticed that my screen time was at like 7 hours, and I was like, why is that? And I realized I had edited for about 4.5 hours. So that is why my screen time was high. I wasn't on social media for that long, but it's really cool to see where your stuff is, and I realized that I spend a lot less time on my phone when I don't have Instagram. So when I delete that, on top of obviously Snapchat and TikTok already being off my phone, but when I delete Instagram, I'm on my phone a ton less, which is really cool. And number 6 is set limits for apps, so you can go to your settings and set a time limit for individual apps. I did that for a while and I just started turning them off, and it didn't really do anything. So I think if you really want to do this, definitely delete the app. Like I delete Instagram a ton. But if you want to be a little bit less hardcore, you can just set a time limit for your app if you're that disciplined. If you're that disciplined, just set a time limit. There we go. Okay, so number 7, I already talked about this earlier when I was talking about setting aside time to be on your phone, is that leave your phone beside your bed before you go to bed, and set aside a time that you're going to turn off your phone. That's what I do at 12 a.m. every single day. I make sure to turn it off just so that I can separate day to sleep time. Okay, there has to be some separation. Number 8 is communicate with your loved ones about your habits, and if they ask why you haven't been responding to them, just say you're taking a break from Instagram or whatever social media platform you're taking a break from. Or if you're just taking a break from your entire phone, just be like, I'm gonna turn off my phone from this time to this time, and I'm not gonna be able to talk from this time to this time. So
Hi guys, after filming this I realized how many points were actually in Matt Davila's video. Like I think of 3 that it was also in his video, so I'm going to add 1 more. Hi guys, so my last tip is to download apps that actually help your productivity. So I have 3 apps that have currently helped me: Duolingo, my sports tracker, and Notion. So Notion is my list app. There's so many options on them where you can move your lists around, name them, make them creative, put a cover to them, mark them off. So my sports tracker tracks where I'm going on my bike or on a walk, so I can see how far I went, how much time, and what my miles per minute are. Miles per hour, not miles per minute, what am I saying? And then the third one is Duolingo. Helps me with my language and getting to learn a new skill so my brain stays fresh for the school year. So those are my apps. I just highly recommend having an app other than social media to use so that you can stay productive on your phone. Instead of clicking on Instagram, you can go and be like, oh, I have this app on my phone, so I'm going to use this one instead of social media. So having alternatives to your social media apps on your phone is awesome.
And finally, number 9 is know your limits and know how much you want to limit yourself. Try to be disciplined about this and know what you want and what you don't want, because it's really hard for me to be disciplined when I'm on my phone, because I have, again, like I said before, I'm like, I don't have anything else to do, but it's really important to have a balance of being on your phone and other things. So yeah, those are all my tips for how to reduce your screen time. And finally, this is the part where I talk about the benefits. The benefits to turning off your phone and just being in real life and limiting your screen time is it clears your mind. Holy crap, it clears your mind. It makes me think so much more, and when I'm not hearing the voices of thousands of people every single day from TikTok or Snapchat or Instagram, I can really focus on my own voice. It also leaves time for more hobbies. It also leads to less comparison and an increased mood, because you're not comparing yourself to everybody's highlight reels all the time. Those are the benefits. So let's go on. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching. I hope this inspired you to do something, and I hope it inspired you just to take a break from stuff sometimes. It's important to have balance, and maybe I might download them sometime. Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. And just remember that your time is what you make of it, and everybody has 24 hours to do what they want to. It's important to find yourself as well in the mess of media and everything. This is the world, to find yourself, and I hope you're able to do that. And I hope you guys have a very great, amazing, positive day. I love you guys so much, and I will see you very soon.